Hello. In this video, I would like to discuss 5 topics. The first topic is World Food Programme. So, World Food Programme is given Nobel Peace Prize for the year 2020. So, because it is doing well with the work of combating hunger in the world and also bringing peace in conflict areas or wherever there is war, it is bringing peace through reducing hunger or the situation where there could not be any food in such areas. It is helping with food. So this is the main reason for which it is given Nobel Peace Prize, and this is also giving food security to the world and many nations that are under conflict and poverty. So this is also one good reason for which it is given Nobel Peace Prize, and this is regarded as the largest humanitarian organization to this end. So in giving food security to the world and also preventing hunger and reducing conflict and war in these areas where there is problem. So in all of these things, it is regarded as the largest humanitarian organization in the world, and it has official placement in 80 countries. So though it has official placement or offices in 80 countries, it is extending its hand to over 120 countries. So this is a very huge setup by United Nations. So the parent agency, the main organization that is looking after World Food Programme is United Nations. So under United Nations we have FAO, Food and Agricultural Organization. So this Food and Agricultural Organization, this is the particular organization that launched World Food Programme. So this is headquartered in Rome in Italy, and this is launched by FAO or United Nations as a program in the year 1961. So this is a very old program but still running with good vigor. And the next topic for today is Rudram 1. So this is the name of a missile that is recently tested by India. So this is an anti-radiation missile that checks the radar assets of enemy placements. So this is an anti-radiation missile, and the very important reason for which this is hailed is this is the first indigenously developed anti-radiation missile. So this is purely developed in India by DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. So initially this was given the name NGARM, New Generation Anti-Radiation Missile. This is its earlier first name when it is started. Like in 2012, this was first the making of Rudram 1 is started, and at that time this was given this name of NGARM. Now it is changed to Rudram 1. So this is recently tested for its last testing. So this is an air-to-surface missile. So this is tested in Balasore. Balasore is in Odisha. So Balasore in Odisha, and this has a good mechanism of a thing called launched by many fighter aircrafts. So this can be launched, you can launch Rudram 1 through any fighter aircraft. So you don't need to develop a special fighter aircraft for this particular missile. So this is a good thing about it. And what does it particularly do? What is its work? So it enhances seed technology, or seed enhancement is done, that is suppression of enemy air defense. So what is the target of Indian Air Force IAF is to suppress the enemy air defense. Wherever the enemies are having their defenses, so to suppress them, there is a particular mechanism. So this particular Rudram 1 will enhance that suppression of enemy air defense. And it also tracks the enemy radars and neutralizes these radars, and also it stops thereby by using this thing of neutralizing and tracking radars, it finally stops the communication that enemy radars will have over our own bases. So this is the main work it does, and overall, to speak it in a single sentence, it increases the Indian Air Force capacity to fight the enemy things, enemy communication, enemy radar and enemy air defenses. To fight these, it increases the Indian Air Force capacity. So Rudram 1 is a good invention. And the next thing is Earthshot Prize. So this is a prize that is announced by Prince William. He is the Prince of England. He's called the Duke of Cambridge, and also David Attenborough. So David Attenborough is a natural historian and an English broadcaster. So both of them came together in announcing this particular prize of Earthshot Prize. So by the name we can get something out, like it is about Earth, dealing with the enhancement of Earth through climate change. So we are doing a lot of damage to climate through human activities. So in order to repair this climate that is already lost, we are doing a lot of incentives we are taking up. So to incentivize this climate repair even more, this Earthshot prize is declared. So how does this incentivize climate repair? By funding. So if anyone comes out with innovative solutions of repairing climate, they'll be funded. So the fund will be up to 50 million pounds. This is the fund amount that is declared by this Earthshot prize for the innovative solutions for climate repair. And under these 5 Earthshots are declared. So the 5 Earthshots or 5 objectives you can say of this prize are to protect and restore nature, clean our air and revive our oceans, and build a waste-free world, that is to recycle the waste and fix our climate. So this is the ultimate objective. So this is the Earthshot prize that is recently announced. And the next topic is MMSSY. So the full form of it is, this is a scheme or Yojana, Mukhyamantri Saur Swarojgar Yojana. So Mukhyamantri Saur Swarojgar Yojana is a scheme that is launched in Uttarakhand state. So Uttarakhand launched this Mukhyamantri Saur Swarojgar Yojana. This is with an objective to work for migrants and youth. So recently due to COVID-19, there are so many of migrants getting back to their homes. So for all those home returned migrants and also for around 10,000 of youth and migrants, this is planning to enhance their livelihood and through self-employment. So this is a scheme for self-employment. And apart from self-employment, this is also helping with green energy. We'll see how. So under this scheme, solar plants are set up. So each solar plant that is worth 25 kilowatts of energy each are set up, and they'll be given to these youth and migrants. These 10,000 individuals, they'll be handed over with these solar plants. So that's how they will see the working of these solar plants. That's how green energy will be enhanced in the state. So on one hand, these youth are receiving employment, and on the other hand, they are promoting green energy in the state. So the two objectives that this Mukhyamantri Saur Swarojgar Yojana is looking at are employment generation and renewable energy promotion. So this is a very useful scheme, like 2-in-1 scheme with good energy promotion and employment generation of the state in Uttarakhand. And the last topic for today is Ayush. So this is a ministry under Government of India. The full form is, each one stands with each indigenous medical system. So one is Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy. So all of these are indigenous medicine systems, old traditional medical systems in India that are in play. So in order to enhance these medical systems, to give impetus or promote these medicine systems in India, Ministry of Ayush is set up as an independent ministry. Earlier this used to be under Ministry of Health and it was set up in 1995, but later this came out to be an independent ministry, not under the Ministry of Health, but an independent one from November 9th, 2014. So as we have already said, this is about indigenous medicine systems in India. And we'll see some committees and policies that started in India with speaking about the development of medical systems in India, Indian indigenous medicine systems. So the three committees or famous committees are Bohr Committee in the year 1946, Mudaliar Committee in the year 1961, and Srivastava Committee in the year 1975. So these three committees came about talking about traditional medical systems or traditional medicine in India. And the two policies, important policies that spoke about enhancing medical systems, indigenous school of medicine in India and about homeopathy, or National Education Policy on Health Sciences in the year 1989 and National Health Policy in the year 2002. So these two policies and these three committees, they spoke about enhancing traditional medicine and Indian school of medicine and homeopathy. So these are important in India and they have to be well nourished in India. So these are the two policies and three committees that came up with this objective. And finally, Ayush is given good reason to be placed as a separate ministry because of all the findings of these committees and mentioning of this in these policies. So these are the 5 topics for today, and thank you.